All right, what's good? What's good? Y'all put a one in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear, man. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. I think you can hear me loud and clear. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear, though. I need to be sure. I need to be sure, man. Put us in the game, man. Let us know. Let us know if we ready to go. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. You know I had to come through, man. You know I had to come through. Great topic for the day, man. Let's get the people a couple of minutes to get up in here, man. Let's get the people a couple of minutes to get up in here. You know we wants to do that. You know we want to do that. We wants to do it. We have to give the people a minute to get in. It's only fair that we do such a thing. It is only right. Appreciate everybody being in the joint, man. Hey, man, if you want to be a member of the live chat, you know what you got to do. You got to go to the main channel page. Next to the subscribe button, you'll see a join button. Click the join button. Go ahead and join and come on back, man. That's the only way you're going to be in the live chat. It's just the way it has to be. I could explain to you why, but that's a long story. So we ain't going to worry about that right now. We're going to do what we got to do. That's what we're going to do, homies. I ain't even lying to you. All right, so what's good? What's good, man? What's good? What's good? Let's get a few minutes, man. We got the Money Boys in the building, man. We got Markel. What's good, young homie? Jerry Kendrick in the building. King Abraham in here, man. I see Tapping in the building. Famo, salute. Good to see you in the joint, man. Glad you're able to be in this one, man. Jay Kendrick, what's good, man? I see you. I see you. Let's get ready to do this, man. Let's get the people a few minutes to get in here, man. I ain't even set this one up. I just came on in and went for it, man. We're going to come in here, man, and we're going to have us a real good talk today, man. We need to. We need to have a good talk today, man. It's about that time for us to have a decent talk, and that's what we're here to do today, man. I ain't see the ones in the chat, man. Let me see if y'all put the ones in the chat. Hey, yo, put the one in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear, man. Ain't nobody saying nothing. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. Somebody put a one in the chat somewhere. I can hear me and see me, but I don't see no ones in the chat, though. All right, there we go. There we go. Julius Miller, what's good, brother? Good. Good to see you in the building as well, man. Let's get ready, man. Let's get ready. Let's get the people a few minutes to get in here, man. We about to go. Y'all know what we about to do. Y'all know what we about to do. Sunday sermon, baby. Sunday sermon. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. So look here, man. Let me do this, man. I did this on IG earlier, man. Did an IG live earlier, man, and I want to say the same thing to y'all, man. I know that y'all still been sticking with me, man, enjoying the content, but I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all, man. Let me give all my subscribers, man, all my loyal followers, man. I want to give y'all. I want to apologize to y'all, man, for going so hard, going so hard on this celebrity type of content, man. Now it's some good content, good topics, very interesting topics, but I went so hard on it, I forgot to give the alpha information about life. I forgot to give the P principles about relationships and women. I forgot to do all of that, man. I got so caught up in it. Those numbers started looking so good that I started chasing them. And then I realized, man, that the chasing the numbers kind of it made it more like work. You know what I'm saying? It made it more like work. And I don't want to chase the numbers like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to give you the information that I will put here to give you. And sometime I may be able to frame that in a celebrity cover, but many times I won't. So we're gonna try to get back to the basics, man. We're gonna try to get back to the basics because the alphasphere, I called it the alphasphere for a reason, because there was no alphasphere. There were other spheres, but there was no alphasphere. and I created the Alpha Sphere and the Kingdom of Ray to differentiate myself from what everybody else was doing and everybody else was offering. And at some point, I end up just becoming another channel. You know what I'm saying? I end up just becoming another content creator. And there's information I have that you can't get from anywhere else. But we can all do information, reactions to whatever's going on out here. And so I will be limiting those, man. I will be limiting those popular content reactions, man, because really I can speak on things that happen, but if we're gonna talk about relationships every day and that's all, and not about how to become the best version of yourself, then when you really think about it, we end up talking about the same thing in every stream. You know what I'm saying? Every show, and that's not what we're gonna do. So what we're talking about today, we're gonna talk about 10 benefits of of not giving people the benefit of the doubt. You understand? What we really don't want to do is live our lives giving people the benefit of the doubt. Because I'm going to be honest with you, the benefit of the doubt is absolutely illogical. It's illogical. It makes no sense to give anyone the benefit of the doubt. When you give someone the benefit of the doubt, you are in effect expecting them to do something that you've never seen them do. You're expecting them to be something that you've never seen them be. So you can't meet a woman and give her the benefit of the doubt that she's going to be a good woman and she can fit into your life without giving her time to prove that. So when a guy meets a woman and he tell me they married in 6 months, I'd be like, bro, what's going on? You married in 6 months? 6 months? Man, she could be the best woman in the world. 6 months too early for me. I'm gonna have to spend some time. I'm gonna have to see how she reacts to things not going well, even if I have to manufacture something not going well. I just want to see how she reacts to hard times. How does she react to times when things aren't simple? So, you meet somebody in business and you do a handshake instead of a contract. You can't give anybody the benefit of the doubt in business. You can't just expect someone to be fair because you're fair. Benefit of the doubt is you expecting that people are the way you are. But let's be honest. How many times have you met someone who's like you? How many times have you met someone who would do what you would do in a particular situation? How many times have you come across someone who would play something exactly the way you would play it? How many times have you come across someone who champions and cherishes and adheres to the words of the Most High, the laws and statute commandments? How many people do you know who do that in your immediate circle? Yes, we can come in here and do it, but how many people do you know in your real life, in your immediate life, who do that? Wherever you work, how many people you know who do that where you work? When you're at a restaurant, how many tables do you see where people aren't eating any defiled meat? Where do you see that? So we're gonna take a deep dive on this thing this evening, man. We're gonna take a deep dive on it. So again, man, we're simulcasting to both channels, man. We have the Kingdom of Ray in here, and we have the Alpha Sphere on deck, and that's how we're gonna do it today. So let's get to it. Now, first of all, let's just get straight to it. You never give anyone the benefit of the doubt. Never. Every time you have ever been played, every time you have ever been slayed, every time your heart has ever been filleted, it was because you gave someone the benefit of the doubt. You left yourself open and exposed in a way that they hadn't earned. You left yourself open to attack. You left yourself available to be taken advantage of, like you knew that person, like you could trust that person, like you've seen that person in action before. You are rarely played or rarely mistreated or rarely put in a situation that's detrimental to your life by someone who has proven themselves to be worthy of that type of trust. It never happens. People who you believe in your life, you believe in them because they have shown a propensity to be there when you need them, to be stand up, to do the thing that they say they're going to do, to be who they say they are, to handle things in a way that can be expected of them. So how do you meet someone and give them the benefit of the doubt? See, here's what benefit of the doubt truly means. If I know you and I have a history with you, and someone comes and tells me something that's the opposite of what I know about you, I'm not going to even respond to it. I'm going to talk to you about it first. If I don't, ignore it altogether. But the worst thing I'm going to do is come talk to you about it first. I'm not going to take it and run with it. I'm not going to just assume, man, let me tell you something. Some of the supposed realest guys I've ever come across would take somebody's word for something. Let me tell you something. If you take somebody's word for something and it turns you against somebody you are exhibiting feminine energy. It does not matter how much of a man you portray yourself as, you are an emotional wreck and you are allowing someone to put you in a position that could get you or somebody else hurt. Why? Because someone said something. You are giving too much benefit of the doubt. The person you should be giving the benefit of the doubt to is the person you know, but the person you're giving the benefit of the doubt to is the person you don't know that's running their mouth. That's why I stay in my circle. I stay in my circle. My circle is small. I'm gonna be honest with you. Out of all of the subscribers and followers and listeners and all of that who have come through here, man, I'm telling you, there's only a handful of guys, man, that I would meet in person. I mean, let's just go chop it up, man. Let's just chop it up and let's go have a meal. Let's go, just man, show me around your city, man. Let's, we might come across some tenders. We might come across some soft legs out here, man. Show me where the bad chicks at, man. Let's go hang out a little bit because their energy has been consistent. Now, there are some guys I have come into contact with on a personal level. You know what? Their energy is consistent. See, if you're not who you look like when I see you online, then I can't rock with you. Don't be somebody different around me, because I'm going to be the same. Another thing about giving people the benefit of the doubt, it's a double-edged sword. It's real simple. If you give someone the benefit of the doubt to the positive, you got to give them the same benefit of the doubt to the negative. If I don't know you, I can assume you're a good person, but 50% of me has to assume you're a bad person. It's a double-edged sword. It's positive versus negative on equal footing. If you meet a woman and you say she's a good woman, you can very well say she's a bad woman too. If you get a job, if somebody tell you, man, this job is a good job, okay, yeah, they say it's a good job, but it could be a bad job too. So giving someone the benefit of the doubt means that you're eliminating the possibility from the opposite perspective. And the thing is, that's the absolute opposite of logic. The most illogical thing you could do is assume somebody is something without assuming they're the opposite as well. That's why you have to let people prove themselves to you. You have to let people prove themselves. Let me tell you something. When you take a relationship, all relationships are great in the beginning. Let me tell you why a relationship's so great in the beginning. When a woman meets you, she can forget about all the trauma and drama from all her failed relationships. In her mind, she's getting a fresh start. And she is getting a fresh start, but she's not getting a fresh middle part and a fresh ending. A fresh start don't mean the whole thing just gonna be fresh. The fresh start is just in the beginning. See, in the beginning, every relationship has a novelty window. And so as long as you're in that novelty window, she's good. As soon as you get past that novelty window, she starts to remember when the trouble happened last time. And so you'll meet a woman that been in 10 relationships, and she'll tell you that every time all 10 men, a woman ain't been with 10 men and all of them was wrong and all of them was bad. She just ain't. At some point, you got to start looking at the common denominator. And so you have to understand that that's what you're dealing with when you meet someone. So in the beginning, everything is great. It's all fun. Everything we're doing it for the first time with one another. Is new. We get these new experiences. When you meet somebody new, you're going to show them at least one or two things that they haven't done before. They're going to introduce you to at least one or two things that you haven't been introduced to before. Those new memories, those are the foundation of building a positive relationship. But when you get to the trying part, when the novelty wears off, when two people have to actually interact with one another, then you start to see the counterproductive nature of giving someone the benefit of the doubt. Because when you give someone the benefit of the doubt, you're liable to go all in too early. You go all in too early, and then you realize, man, that person got all kind of issues. You know, it's the same thing with business. You go all in too early and you realize, man, that your business partner, man, ain't going to hold up their end, either of the work or the financial input. One of them, or sometimes both of them, you realize they ain't going to hold up their end. That's why you have to take life slow, man. You take life slow because every decision you make has the potential to take you to the top or deliver you right back to the bottom. Every decision you make. When I say every decision, I mean every decision. When me and my son just had a wreck in my daily driver, man, in my Honda Accord, man, we had a wreck in that thing, man. If I had gone, he wanted me to take him somewhere. If I had gone the other way, or if I hadn't taken him to that place, we'd have missed that. So every decision, and of course, I'm not blaming my son saying he wanted, because it was my decision. I took him. But I'm just saying that's how fragile life is. That's how easily your life can be affected by a simple decision, man. So you don't have time to be giving people the benefit of the doubt. You don't give yourself the benefit of the doubt. When the last time you gave yourself benefit of the doubt? Tell me when. When the last time you put yourself in a situation you know you weren't gonna be able to handle? When the last time you did that? If you left a woman alone, when the last time you went around her, she wants you to come to her crib. You ain't even want to mess with her no more. She wants you to come to the crib. You went over there anyway. I am not gonna do that with this woman, even though you know every time y'all get together, that's all it is. I am not finna do that with this woman. I am not gonna do it. I'm telling you, I'm the man, I'm strong. No, you just avoid it. You just don't put yourself in that situation because you have the sense to know you won't even give yourself the benefit of the doubt. You've been knowing yourself your whole life. And see, when you give people the benefit of the doubt, you're more likely to accept disrespect because you start giving them the benefit of the doubt saying, well, they didn't mean that. No, they didn't mean that. That ain't what they meant. Even though you know those words mean that. Man, people will try to convince you that they don't even understand the English language. They will say something and then act like they don't know what it meant when they said it. I'm talking about perfectly framed, perfectly worded with punctuation on it and everything. And they will sit and act like they don't know what they said. I mean, here's the thing. It's not even that somebody intentionally is trying to disrespect you, but some people have just been so offended and done so wrong that they are instant disrespecters. That's how they cope. That's how they make sure that they don't end up in the situation they got in before. They're just disrespectful. Period. They make sure they don't get in the situation they've been in before. And so, yes, everybody can have an issue, but who cares? Who cares? Here's the thing, man. You subconsciously lose self-respect when you accept disrespect. Because when you accept disrespect, there's a little part of you or a large part of you that's saying, man, I shouldn't have taken that. Man, I should have did this. Man, I should have handled that this way. You know, man, I should have did like this. Man, I should have took it the other way. There's a part of you that's going to say that. And so you lose respect for yourself because the more disrespect you take, the more you like, man, I'm a sucker. What's wrong with me? I know I ain't got no business taking this. For no matter what the situation is it if it's an intimate relationship, is it a business relationship, if it's what's going on at the job, is it a relationship with family, it doesn't matter. You start to look at yourself and say, man, you soft, you weak. You mean tell me you can't even stand up for us? The only person gonna stand up for you is you. You got to rely on you to stand up for you. So the very moment you accept disrespect, that means that you're giving someone the benefit of the doubt and you're trying to tell yourself that they didn't mean what you know they meant. And then you start to forgive people for something more than once. Let me tell you something, man. You have to be in a very poor state of self-value, of self-respect, of self-support, of self-prioritization in order for you to forgive someone for the same thing multiple times. I want you to think about that. Think about, as a man, what sense does it make for you to forgive someone for doing the same thing multiple times? More than once. More than once. Now, granted, if you're doing the same thing to that person, we ain't talking about that. Let me tell y'all something. I am not telling you that as a man, you have the right to disrespect a woman and treat her in a kind of way, and she's not supposed to respond to that. She's a human being. She's not a robot. So I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you that you have the right to just act up and disrespect her and call her this and treat her like this and do all of that, and she's just supposed to take it. And if she responds and defends herself against it in any way, she's wrong. Now, I'm not telling you that. If you believe that, then you need to grow up. You probably need some counseling if you believe that. So I'm not telling you that. I'm talking about in the event that you clarify something with a woman and she does it. Once you tell her, forgiving her is not an option. She did it anyway. She don't want forgiveness. And here's the thing. I'm not telling you she did it intentionally. What I am telling you is some people are just so scarred and they have so many emotional wounds left that they are just wired to do certain things. You gotta ask yourself what somebody has gone through. And that's why you can't give someone the benefit of the doubt, because you don't know what their story is. You get someone the benefit of the doubt based on what they're showing when they meet you. Every man, let me tell you something. The majority of people have on a mask when you meet them. They have a representative. I don't have a representative. I'm me all the way through. I might get worse, but I'm me all the way through. I ain't gonna change up on you. You know what I'm saying? You might be like, this dude is really an a-hole. What's wrong with him? But I'm gonna be that from the beginning. I'm never gonna be Mr. Nice Guy. It's just not who I am. I'm not wired like that. Now, am I a cruel guy that just mistreats people? No, I'm not that either. But I'm not a nice guy. I don't want to be a nice guy. Takes more effort than I want to put in to be a nice guy. Being a nice guy, you got to figure out who to be nice to. I prefer just give people what they earn. So, the reality of the scenario is, no doubt, famo. So when you understand, man, that it doesn't mean that somebody is intentionally disrespecting you because they do something you tell them not to do. You got to cut that person loose because they're not on your level. They're not equipped to be what they need to be in order to be in your life. And ain't nothing wrong with that. That's why you meet people, but that's also why you don't give people the benefit of the doubt. You meet people in order to assess people. And yes, man, sometimes the energy between two people is strong, but between a man and a woman, there's always animal magnetism. If two people have animal magnetism, that's to be expected. But we're talking about when you get to the next point, we get to the next level. So you never forgive someone for something more than once. It just don't make sense, because if once you forgive someone for something more than once, then forgiving them the second time is easy. Then it gets to the point where you're not forgiving them. You just accept it as part of the interaction. You can never do that. Never get to the point where you accept something that you don't like as a part of the interaction. You know what I'm saying? Unless it was some, listen, if it's some type of interaction, let's say you're dealing with a woman and just talking to her, the first time you talk to her, she might say, oh boy. And you say, hey, you dealing with a man right here, you ain't dealing with a boy. And then she just keeps saying it. Now, if she starts saying it less, that means she's working on it. But you got to ask yourself, can you deal with that woman saying that sometime? Because it's not going to be something she can change. People can't change who they are. We have to stop having an expectation that people are going to change who they are. Now, if you 3 months in and then she suddenly say, boy, then you know that's something different. That's a test. You know what I'm saying? That's a fecal matter test. And you can do with that what you will, but you can't expect someone to change from who they are. Something that they do regularly on a daily basis and they've always done it, you cannot expect them to change it. But that's why you don't give people the benefit of the doubt, because you have to get to know them. People have to earn the benefit of the doubt. The benefit of the doubt is not saying, okay, I'm going to let you show me if you're good or bad. The benefit of the doubt is saying, you know what, over this time, you have shown me that I can rely on you in this way. So from now on, I believe I can rely on you in that way. That's what true benefit of the doubt is. All that other stuff is just being foolish. And here's the thing, man. We don't have to agree on everything. None of us have to agree on everything. Nobody's going to agree with you on everything, man. You just got to accept that. But the core principles, we gonna agree on the core principles. If you go to church, we don't agree on core principles. You can't be around me. You know what I'm saying? If you eat abominable foods, you can't be around me. It ain't no way. You just can't. If you smoke or drink, nope, baby girl, you can't be around me. It ain't gonna happen. It's just not. It don't really matter how many other things you have on to the positive. These are core principles of mine. If you don't at least try to exercise and take care of yourself and do something, then nope. If you can't agree with my core principles, you can't be a part of my life. Period. And here's the thing. I don't want you to change my core principles. I don't want you to change to my core principles. Like somebody should have raised you with these core principles. Core principles are what you were raised with. Listen, nobody expressly raised me to not eat abominable foods. But every time I tried them, but the time I tried them when I was a kid, I didn't like them. I didn't eat them no more. So God himself raised me to be this way. Somebody, I ain't saying your parent got to raise you that way, but somebody got to raise you that way. Experience got to raise you that way. God got to raise you that way. A dream got to raise you that way. You got to raise yourself that way. Somebody got to raise you in a way where your core principles align with mine, because I'm not finna take on the responsibility of someone who has different core principles that are going to bring different circumstances, consequences, and repercussions. I'm not dealing with that, man. I don't have to. I ain't met the woman that's so valuable, man, that I need to let her baggage come into my life, man, and affect my life in a negative manner. I don't want it to. I got a few skeletons in my own closet where a bone might pop out from time to time. Oh, that's another thing. If you come using all that profanity, man, I can't do nothing with you. I can't do nothing with you if you come with all that profanity. I can't do nothing with you at all. Man, I'm not even dealing with a woman that listens to rap music, to be honest with you. I'm not even dealing with a woman that listens to that. So when you really think about it, man, these are some of the things that like you have to have these core principles in place, and you can never compromise from anyone. And here's what happened: when you start to deal with people, and you start to give them the benefit of the doubt, it's easier for you to accept their core principles. It's not a big deal. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And then you find yourself trying to figure out what they mean by certain things they say. Man, let me tell you something. Trying to figure out what someone meant by any particular offense is self-doubt in your intellect. You pretty much telling yourself, I don't understand the English vernacular or whatever language you speak. If you speak Spanish, you don't understand the Spanish vernacular. I'm not trying to figure out what nobody meant by nothing they said. If you say something and it's offensive, I'm going to take offense to it, and that's how I'm going to take it. You don't get no chance to explain it away. You don't get no chance to tell me what you didn't mean. Well, you know what? If you that slow, well, you can't figure out what you meant when you said something, you can't figure out it mean this, then you don't need to be around me anyway. You dig what I'm saying? So I ain't got time to trying to figure out what somebody means. I ain't got time to trying to figure out if they being honest or when they try to explain it to me. Man, I ain't trying to figure none of that out. You said, I receive it. It's done. It's too time consuming to do it any other way, man. Because here's the thing about that. If you leave the door of influence open, a person can convince you of anything. Listen to what I'm telling you, brothers. If you leave the door of influence open, especially in a relationship with a woman, if you leave the door open where a woman can influence you, she will make you believe anything. She's an expert at it. She's an expert at convincing you that what you thought it was ain't really what it was. And what you thought it wasn't is really what it is. I'm telling you, brother, she is an expert at that. Money Boy just said it. Words are spells. It's like, listen. A woman, you could be the most confident man in the world, and a woman can cast self-doubt on you. Just by that way. Just starting to convince you that what you thought ain't what it was. Now, once you start doubting your intellect, you can doubt the rest of you, period. Once you start doubting that you can figure out basic, simple stuff, you're done. That's the gateway to you doubting yourself in other ways. That's why a woman can't tell me nothing. I don't even say, even if she ain't right, she ain't never right. Unless we talking about something she's an expert in, she ain't never right. When it comes to like life and just figuring life out, man, well, she ain't never right. My motto is when I'm talking to a woman, I'm right even when I'm wrong. So I'm always right. That's my motto. Because I know I'm never going to say something just to I'm never going to try to convince her that I don't mean what I'm saying when I say something. That she took it wrong. I mean, unless she really did. You know, that with them, that happens sometimes. And that's another thing, man. Let me tell you something. If you got a woman that listens to my content, man, you ain't got no woman. This content for you to listen to and apply to your life. Any woman who listen to me, she listen to me because she a fan of BOA. She ain't listening to me try to help her with you. That's your job. You supposed to be listening to me. That's your job. Now, King Ray Ray, a little bit different story. King Ray Ray, you know, we about motivation and, you know, spiritual upliftment and spiritual enlightenment and all that, man. Hey, man, look, y'all let me know, man, if y'all put a one in the chat, man, if you've seen the new channel header, man, the new channel banner on the BOA page, man, on the BOA channel, man. I got one coming for the King Ray Ray channel too, man. You know, I've been had a raggedy bootleg banner on the BOA page for a long time, man. So if you seen that thing, man, go and put it in there, man. We got 420 people in here right now, man. Let me put 420, man. Put one in the chat. But you can never let someone convince you that you don't know what you're hearing. You can never do it. It's a curse to yourself. It's a curse to yourself. So you got to stand on principle. Here's the thing. As long as you stand on principle, and as my brother Flim said, be a man of integrity. You got to be a man of honor. You know, you got to be a man of self-respect. You got to be a man who demands respect because people see how you respect yourself. You can demand respect if you self-respect. And you got to keep that in mind. You can't allow someone, especially a woman in a relationship, to convince you that you don't know what you're talking about. And never let her influence you in any kind of way. You know, and here's one of the craziest questions about self-doubt I ask. And here's some examples. How can I expect you to do or be something I never seen you do or be before? Like, what's the logic in that? What's my motivation to do that? Why would I take such a chance? Yes, there are risks you take in life, but that's not a risk. That's a chance. A chance at getting jammed up. A risk can be modified. You can modify a risk to make it more risky or less risky. You can do that. When you leave something to chance, it's just up in the air. It can happen however it's gonna happen. I'm not chancing that. If I expect you to be a good girl, I must equally expect you to be a bad girl. If I expect you to be a loyal friend, then I must equally expect you to be disloyal. That's just how it goes. I can't expect one without expecting the other. I can't perceive one without perceiving the other. I can't prepare for one without preparing for the other. That's why you can't give people access to any type of relationship with you they didn't earn. You got guys be meeting women, man. They be telling me, man, I'm gonna take her out and wine and dine her, man. I'm gonna take on all these dates, take on all these trips. For what? That's something you're supposed to do for wifey, man. Wifey get the trips. Honestly, man, I've only taken one woman on a trip. Now I've had a woman go somewhere with me, but I drove, and I needed, you know, a road dog. I needed a drive companion and driving help. You know what I'm saying? So she was more of a driving helper than anything else. But as far as me, like just taking a woman on a trip, we about to fly out somewhere. No, man, that ain't finna happen. You got to earn that. I don't just do that, you know. But you got guys out here who do. And the crazy thing is, when you meet a woman and she wants that, 9 times out of 10, she never had that. You know, without being like in a committed relationship with someone, without being in a real relationship with someone, the majority of the time, it's things they hear. Like they look online and they see these women getting flown out and all that. Man, let me tell you something. Here's the thing: you ask a woman. If she see a woman getting flown out, then you have to ask her 2 questions. Do you look as good as her? And do you show what you got as much as she does? Okay, that's why she getting flown out. You want to get flown out like that? Let me tell you what you do. Get online, show yourself. Show everything you got and let everybody see it. And then you'll get them same kind of DMs. But if you want to be a square woman in a square type relationship, that ain't what's gonna happen. You got to earn that position. See, real men out here, alpha men out here, we give a woman what she deserves, and I ain't never met no woman who deserved that when I meet her. I ain't never met no woman who deserved dinner when I meet her, man. I really ain't. Just gonna be honest with you. I haven't. I don't take women to dinner. Last time, man, listen, the last time a woman ate on my dime and she wasn't, she wasn't already on the team, already doing things. If nothing else, giving me all the loving I can handle in all the ways I want it. Man, last time that happened, man, I was in the city, man, and so I took my cousin to dinner for his birthday, man. His wife wanted to come, man, so he bought a +1 for me. I had just showed up. At first, I didn't even know his wife was coming, but she came and but he already knew the plan, so he already had this lined up. And really, I almost didn't. I almost just let her pay for her own, man. But it was my cousin's birthday, man. I was like, man, you know what? It ain't nothing but a thing, man. Ain't nothing but a couple dollars, man. And so when she thanked me for it, man, I told her, look, don't thank me, thank my cousin. You know what I'm saying? This is birthday. This part of his birthday tab. In other circumstances, you to pay for your own dinner. I just don't do it, man. For me, it ain't worth it. So people be asking, well, how do you date? Well, how do you meet women if you don't meet them online? What you mean? I be out in the real world. I don't date. I be out in the real world, man. You could be anywhere and meet somebody, and that's real, man. And here's the thing, too, man. Here's the thing, too. Like I tell you, when you give someone the benefit of the doubt, you just don't know how much they have left in the tank. I talked about this on IG earlier. You don't know how much a woman has left in the tank to give. Like your car can only hold so much gas, right? If you're gonna take a trip from Miami to Seattle, that's a long trip. Probably the longest trip you could take. Maybe, maybe the southern tip of Texas to Maine. Maybe Southern California to Maine. Maybe, but or what's that? Yeah, or you got to know what you taking. You got to know how much oil you got. You got to know. You got to check your tire pressure. You got to know all that. But in your car, you got a gas needle. You can't see her gas needle. You don't know how much she got left to give. She may be all burnt out. She may be all given out. She may not have nothing else to give. She may be full of expectations with no true revelations. She may not be able to give you anything, may not be able to show you anything. And all you can do is give. And you got to be a special kind of fool, man, to be a giver like that, bruh. To give, and never receive. Don't you know if you give and never receive, you're going to run out of things to give? That's how life is. If you keep giving, and never receive, you're going to run out of things to give. And many men out here living that life. Man, let me tell y'all something right now. Never let bygones be bygones. Never let bygones be bygones. When you let bygones be bygones, that's another side effect of giving people the benefit of the doubt. Man, I ain't letting bygones be bygones. You just stop dealing with the person. Don't let bygones be bygones. I can forgive, but I ain't going to forget. And since I ain't going to forget, that means I ain't going to let bygone be bygone. Just stop dealing with a person, man. Let me tell you something, brothers, and I want y'all to understand this. If you build yourself to the most alpha version of yourself, man, let me tell you something. Let me give you a scenario. Let me give you a scenario. If you are doing everything in your life 100% legit, and you have a joyous life, you enjoy waking up every day, you eating clean, you in the gym. You may not be all the way in shape like you want to be, but you on that way and you on that mission and you ain't giving up and you ain't slacking off. And you getting money. Listen, I'm talking about getting money. I'm talking about from 5 to 10,000 a month. I'm not even talking about a lot of money. From 60 to 100,000 a year. We say 100,000 is high value, but I guarantee you, I can show you a man that living better with 60,000 than a man that's making 100,000. Cause that man own his car. He owned everything. He owned his car. He owned his crib. He got a whole lot of credit card, but they all at zero balance. And the most he gonna do is 10 to 16% balance on them, on a couple of them every month. When he make a big purchase, but he got enough of a nest egg put off where he pay it off in the time where he don't get no interest on the credit cards. Any woman you meet, you're a prize catch to her. And I want you men to start carrying yourself like you're a prize catch to a woman. Now, most women ain't never met a man who makes six figures. Never. Most women have never met a man who makes six figures a day. Now, I mean, she may have been a jump off to him. He may have been a married man to make six figures and she was his girlfriend, his side chick. But I'm talking about met a man in a position where she met that man and she was jockeying for the position of getting her wifey position, man. Nah, bro. Most times they ain't met one because there ain't a whole lot of us. You understand? There ain't a whole lot of us out here, man. And I want y'all to understand that. Understand the value you have is something that she's never met before. She better bow down to you. She better acquiesce to your demands. If she can't do that, then don't get mad. Just understand that God is showing you that woman don't deserve you. The gift that you are to the world is too big for her. But you can't do that if you're giving women the benefit of the doubt. If you're giving people the benefit of the doubt, if you around a circle of guys and y'all all ain't got nothing, and then you get on your grind and they still ain't got nothing, you got to move on from those guys. Man, let me tell you something. You can never help a man that's all the way down and out on his luck. Because a man that's all the way down and out, he thinking about how he gonna eat. He ain't thinking about coming up. He is in an animalistic mindset. And so right at that point, if you're down in the dumps long enough, if you're in the gutter long enough with nothing, then you just turn into an animal. And so even if somebody come and give you 15 steaks and they got 2 left, you're an animal. You want those 2. So you have to make sure that you keep yourself in a position where you are aware of the people you're dealing with. And that way, you know that when it's time for you to move on from them, you move on from them. You don't play no games. You don't act like it's okay for them to still be around you. Oh, we ain't through yet. We finna cook today, homies. We about to cook. We about to cook today, man. I just came to the revelation, man, that we need to get back to the basics, man. Let me tell you something. Don't nobody around here, man, drop it like BOA drop it, man. When I'm in my bag, hey, man, it's a different kind of bag, homie. It's a different kind of bag, and it's time me to get back in my bag. Time me to get back in my bag. So listen, if you're looking for that celebrity type of content every day, all the time, there's channels that got it for you. But if you're looking for that alpha information, that life improvement information that's going to keep you on point, that's going to get you on point and keep you on point, then you in the right place, baby. You in the right place, man. And let me tell you something you got to do. Stop putting sugar on other people's bitter words. If somebody say something foul to you, it's foul, man. Accept it as something foul. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Don't try to act like it ain't what it is. Don't try to act like they ain't said what they said. Don't try to act like, man, they ain't try to post some hot coals on your head. Let me tell you something. When somebody try to shoot some hot lava at you, man, boy, you better act like it burned your foot. You better act like it burned your foot. You walk around, man, with a blister on top of your foot trying to act like they didn't burn your foot. I don't know what happened to my foot, man. I woke up this morning, had a blister on it. Nah, that ain't what happened. That person that you called in your corner, that person that you call in your life, that woman that you trying to make your wife, that person that you trying to act like is your homie. Let me tell you something, man. When somebody throwing hot lava at you, man, you better cool them off. You know how you cool them off? Put some distance between you and them. Put some distance between you and them. That's how you do that. You know, people tell you something like, you taking it the wrong way. No, I ain't taking it the wrong way. You ain't gonna tell me that. I'm a genius. You better check my track record. Always been the smartest person in every class I ever been in, all the way through school on every level. Don't tell me, I don't know, I ain't taking nothing wrong. No, you said the wrong thing. You hoping I take it wrong. You hoping that you can influence me so much that I'm gonna take it wrong. You can't convince me I'm taking it wrong. I ain't take that wrong. You said it wrong. Deal with it. Something else they'll tell you, you being petty. Yeah, I might be being petty. I'm petty. Yeah. That's what I am. You know what petty is? People easily talk terribly to you. That's what petty is. People easily talk terribly to you. Nope, I am petty. Because you easily talking terribly to me. I'm not finna let that ride, man. Man, listen, let me tell y'all something, man. Before I was BOA, I was Mean Dean. You know what I'm saying? Before I was BOA, I was Boss Game. Like these are names that have traveled with me on the streets, all through life, in school, on the streets, in college, everywhere I've been. These are names that have traveled with me. Boss Game, Cop and Blow. What that sound like? Sound like the ism, don't it? See, so for me, man, listen, I'm not finna go away from what I've known all my life that's worked for me in my whole life, man. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, man. I wish I would. So stop, and here's another thing, man. Stop making excuses for other people's past issues. Yeah, listen, man, you may meet someone who's gone through something. We've all gone through something, right? We've all gone through something. So you may meet someone who's gone through something. Like I was saying earlier, you may meet a woman who's been in bad relationships and now all she do is lash out all the time. She feel like she got to get defensive all the time. She feel like she's tried to be a feminine woman so many times and it didn't work out, that now she thinks that feminine is supposed to be able to do the same thing you're supposed to do. She, in her mind, she want to be feminine, but her in her heart she want to be feminine, but her mind won't let her do it. You know why? Well, we said it right. Her mind wants to be feminine, but her heart won't let her do it. Last time she was feminine, last 2 times she was feminine, her heart got hurt. So you know what she is now? She thinks she's supposed to be able to do what you're supposed to be able to do. And it's because of her past issues, man. Let me tell you something. I respect the fact that someone has had past issues. I respect the fact that those issues may have affected you in a negative manner. I accept the fact that there may be some detrimental after effects of what you've gone through in the past. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care nothing about that. I wasn't there. Their past is not your concern. I don't care nothing about nobody past. If I didn't have nothing to do with it, if I didn't put you in that position, if I wasn't there to witness it, I don't even want to know about it because I don't care what you've gone through. I really don't. I don't care what you've gone through, especially when it comes to how you're going to interact with me. If what you've gone through causes you to interact a certain way with me, then what you've gone through has caused you not to be in my presence. Here's the thing. You ain't going to die. I ain't the only person in the world. There's plenty of men in the world. There's plenty of people. Now, ain't nobody like me, but there's plenty of men in the world. There's more on the level of a man you need to be with who's also gone through some things, and he's accepting that you've gone through some things, and you can talk to him in a way you want to, or you could be in a way you want to be around him, or you could do whatever you want to do, or you can contribute nothing, or you could say this, or you could say that. If that's what you are, then that's what you are. I'm not telling anybody to change. I'm telling you to stop letting people who need to change in your life, because you don't have that kind of life. You haven't built the kind of life, man. You ain't no rehabilitation center. I'm not a rehabilitation center. You ain't gonna come be with me and rehab yourself. Rehab yourself mentally, rehab yourself emotionally, rehab yourself spiritually, rehab yourself financially. And then before you know it, what happens when people are fully rehabilitated? They leave rehab. Never be rehab for a woman, man. You can't be a rehab facility for a woman out here, man. What you think gonna happen? You're gonna get her right and she gonna be gone. I knew a couple of cats who did that, man. Got a woman right and she was gone. Took out the gutter, then hardly never cut her, put her in a situation where she could win, and then she was gone in the win. People who need to be healed don't have the interpersonal skills to pull their weight in a relationship. They don't, man. People who need to be healed don't have the interpersonal skills to pull their weight in a relationship. So if you meet a woman who is not in a position to be able to carry her weight in a relationship, don't worry about it. She needs to go heal. You never know. You may meet that woman again down the line and she's healed and everything is okay. But at that point where you meet her, she needs to be healed. We've all had to heal, man. We've all gone through and know we had to heal from. I've had to heal from some things, man. I didn't become this amazing alpha done data, man, just by doing nah, man, nah. So, because here's the thing. I could have been like everybody else. I had 100% of my focus on money. But 100% of my focus can't be on money because 80% of my focus is on my relationship with the Most High. So I can't, man, listen, I've passed on a lot of opportunities to make money. A lot of opportunities. I'm talking about since you've known me on this platform, I passed on quite a few opportunities to make money. You know what you'll never see me do? You'll never see me promote a product. Why? Because I don't know where it was manufactured. I don't know what they put in it. I don't know if they tested on animals. I don't know any of that. And then now if I found a product that I really, really liked, then I would probably do the research and look into all of that. But that's something you got to expose to me from the beginning. That's why you don't see me promote products. You don't see me with no Amazon links down in my joints. You know, I tried that once and then I quickly gave up on that. I just don't want to do it. Now you never saw me do that. Now somebody may say get all the money you can, but I say, man, hey, what the money gonna get you when it come time for you to answer to the Most High? When it comes time for you to answer to God, man, what all that money gonna do for you? What you think you gonna be able to buy your way in? You think you're gonna be able to buy your way in the good grace of the Most High? No, you not, homie. So I have put myself in a position, man, where I am forward moving in life. I'm upwardly mobile. And I can't afford to put nobody that's gonna be an anvil around my neck, an anchor around my leg. I can't afford to do that. I don't need to walk around with no weight vest on all day. I do that when I'm working out. I don't need to walk around with no weight vest on all day. I ain't finna do it. My life already heavy enough, man. You think I'm finna put somebody else on as a weight vest? Come on, man. I can't handle that. They're gonna knock me down, dog. So stop making excuses for people. Their past isn't your concern. And here's the thing. Don't let your expectation of karma for what you've done in the past make you accept somebody else's ill treatment. Karma ain't coming your way. If you have made your peace with God on something, he has given you the punishment that he's going to give you. So karma can't come and say, oh, God didn't do enough. I got you now. That's not how it goes. Karma ain't going to show up and be like, oh, I know God got you, but I got a little bit more spanking for your tail. No, that's not how that goes. That's why you create your relationship with God, man, so you can fix the things of your life that need to be fixed in the merciful way that God is going to do them. Because karma, she ain't got no, what they say about karma, she's a what? Yeah, she's a B. But God is merciful. So I'd rather take my chances with how God gonna deal with me, man. I know he's merciful. I know he's gonna consider the things that I have done to some extent, to some respect. I hope he does. He probably won't. But I know he's gonna be merciful either way. Matter of fact, I know he's not. So I say this to y'all, man. Don't let your expectation of karma make you accept somebody's foolishness because you think you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Also, you have to choose to love yourself more than you love anyone else. It's a choice. That's a choice. It doesn't just happen. You don't just wake up and say, oh, I love me. No, it's a choice. You have to look at everyone in the world that I look at. There is no one that I love more than I love myself. No one. And that's a tough one. That's a tough one, man. Because it's a difficult thing to do because this society tells you that you should love that person more, or you should love these person more. No, I will sacrifice things to provide for my seed. That's my job. I will sacrifice things to protect my seed. That's my job. But I will not love anyone more than I love myself. At no point. That's why I tell you, man, all the time. People try to tell you to love, 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 love. No, you don't take care of your children out of love. You take care of your children out of responsibility because you're a man, and that's what a man does. You don't provide to protect your household. You don't do that because you love everybody so much. You do that because you're a man. You do that because you love yourself so much that you want to be responsible as a man so you continue to love yourself the way you do. But it don't matter. The people don't really care about your love. The people care about the benefit of having you in their life, man. I'm telling you, no one around you cares about your love. That woman who you keep talking about you love, I love you, baby, I love you, I love you, I love you, baby, my pretty little baby. There's nothing you can do to keep me away from you. Yeah, yeah. She don't care nothing about that. She like to hear the song. She like to hear you sing it. She like to hear you put that song, I do love you, I love you, I love you. She want to hear you sing that, but she don't care about it. She only care about the benefit of it. Let your love have no benefits and she can do without it. That's why we can't function on love because they don't function on love, not with us. We'll talk about that tonight, man. I'm gonna come on here and do another. I'm gonna come on here and do another BOA show tonight, man. And we're gonna call it "Understanding a Woman's Love from a Pimp Perspective." We're gonna y'all check that out. It's gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be some real proper content, man. So y'all come through and y'all check that out. But I want y'all to understand this, man. You have to also choose to love yourself more than you hate anybody else. You see, hate and love is in the same emotional bag. Yes, they have two different after effects, but they're in the same emotional bag. There's a thin line between love and hate. That's not something they just say. There's a thin line between love and hate. They right on the other side of the coin. It's one coin, two-sided coin. Love on one side, hate on the other side. So you have to choose to love yourself more than you love anybody else, but you also have to choose to love yourself more than you hate anybody else. Because that self-hate, that hating somebody else, that will drain your love for yourself. It will drain all your love for anyone. People who hate folks can't love nobody, not even themselves. Not even themselves. So you can't put yourself in a position where you are allowing yourself to function in a space of hate, man. Functioning in a space of hate is almost worse than functioning in a space of love, to be honest with you. It's almost worse, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would rather see you function in a space of love than a space of hate. Because at least in a space of love, there's hopefully some return for it. Y'all give me a minute here, man. Hope in a space of love, there's hopefully some return for the love. In hate, there is no return. There is never any return when you're functioning in hate, man. There's no return for hate, brothers. I'm telling you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there is no return for you when it comes to hate. There never will be. Whoever tells you there is, they lying to you. There is no return for hate, brothers. Don't let anybody tell you there is, because they making stuff up. And I'm just telling you how it is, man. I am. Julius Miller, salute, salute. Appreciate the dime, man. Appreciate the dime. I'm dealing with a situation just like this right now. I've been taking disrespect for almost a year and a half. The crazy thing is I've always operated from a position of power. The thing is, brother, if you not for a year and a half, you haven't. If you've always operated from a position of power, you got to go back and trace back and look at where you turned into the position of powerlessness. At that point where you took that disrespect the first time, when you take it the first time, I want y'all to really understand something, man, and I mean this. Once you accept disrespect the first time, you can't recover from it. It's over. The level of power you had, the level of just everything you had in that situation is gone because you have sold yourself short. You have sold yourself out. You have shown and proved that all that stuff you were talking about, how authentic you are and how alpha you are and how real you are, how much of a man you are, was just a whole bunch of talk because you have accepted disrespect. You have accepted the disrespect of a woman, man. And it's never going to turn out positive. You just can't bounce back from it because she's never going to forget the time she disrespected you. She never going to forget it. Even if she don't do it again anytime within a close proximity of that one, she gonna do it again because she has found out the one thing she feared. If you notice, when you let a woman disrespect you and get away with it, her interaction with you changes because the fear she had of you leaving her is gone. You almost gotta leave a woman after that. You got to just cut her off after that. Unless you want to do some type of experiment and see, how many, if a woman will do, you could do an experiment if you want to, but if you really, really want to be in a relationship with a woman, dog, it's over. I promise you, man, it's over. And that's why you have to keep your gator squarely placed on the esophagus, man. You cannot take a chance. That woman has to fear losing you. The very moment you erase that fear of losing you because you accept some disrespect or you accept something you shouldn't have accepted, it's over, man. It's over. That's why man get down the line and realize, man, he been married to a woman, man, for 22 years. Just put a video up on the channel, man, with about Whoopi Goldberg saying, man, she loved one man and one night of one of her husbands. Man, let me tell you something, brothers. There's a man at the front of that man. He crying, man. He distraught because he was married for 22 years and a woman just up and left. He said the woman just up and left. He said it's over. He's still sitting there, man, with the wedding band on his finger, man, sitting out there on the porch, man, talking, can't even keep his composure. But you know what? Way back when he accepted that first disrespect, it was over at that point. And I'm not saying that you automatically just leave a woman completely alone at that point. What I am saying is that once a woman does that and you lose that, you have to demote her in your life. It could just be something after that point, it could just turn to something, all y'all can do is have fun together at that point. That's it. And that's got to be occasionally. You can only deal with her, man, when y'all been missing each other, and that's only to have some fun. That ain't to talk about nothing about no relationships or establish no type of relationship. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. Because here's the thing you can never do, brother, and I want you to understand this. You can never work on fixing a broken relationship. I never want you to never work on fixing a broken relationship because you can't. You can't fix a broken relationship. What I want you, I take a glass out of your counter and just throw it up in the air and let it hit the ground outside. Now pick it up and take it somewhere and ask them, can they fix it? For what they're going to charge you to fix it, you can buy 10 sets of glasses. A new one is always cheaper, mentally, emotionally, and financially. There's no need to fix a broken relationship. A broken relationship needs to be ended. Let me tell y'all something, man, and it's real. It's real. If you don't put yourself in no legal marriage or no what are those common law marriage situation, man, where your resources got to be broken up, man, after you leave a woman, every breakup is worse for the woman than it is for you. Every breakup is. Women know it. They may not admit it to you, but she can look back and see every break. Let me tell you something, boy. After a breakup, a woman is always in worse shape than the man. unless it was something legal and he went down there and got his money tore up, or he got some type of substance abuse. Not unless he in prison or something. I mean, under normal circumstances, if everybody's free and clear to go their way, the woman is always in worse shape. Outside of marriage, that's why I don't understand why men get married. Only time men get the bad end of a relationship is in divorce. If two people just part ways, she always in worse shape. And that's just how it is. Now, are there some outliers? Yes. I'm not telling you this is fail safe and foolproof. I'm going to tell you 100% of the time, but I'm telling you the percentage is so great that you might well not count the ones that come out better than the man in a breakup. So with all of these going on, why would you try to fix a broken relationship? And here's the thing. You can't fix a broken relationship that you just got out of, nor can you fix the broken relationship that a woman just got out of. If you find a woman and she's broken from a relationship, you ain't trying to fix her, you trying to fix the relationship that she was just in. Everything that you see going on with her is from a past relationship with somebody else. You trying to fix something and you don't even know the other side of it. So if you do try to fix it, you're trying to fix it based on what the woman telling you took place. You don't know what she did wrong in the situation. All you know is what she's telling you. And you know what you do? You start to feel like the man she was with is low down and dirty. Because this woman you see in front of you is such a fragile piece of fine china. Well, you know why she's such a fragile piece of your grandma's fine china? Because the relationship done took her down through that. Here's the thing about broken relationships. The longer you stay in it, the more broken it becomes. And guess what? The relationship is not something that's independent of the two people. As the relationship becomes broken, you become broken. She becomes broken. It's just not something that you need to waste your time on, man. Julius, appreciate the 5 bones, man. For some reason, ever since COVID, I have been sitting in the house with a woman all the time. I have lost my way of strength, trying to get it back now. Hey, that'll do it to you, man. I'm telling you. A lot of brothers were stuck in the house with a woman during COVID. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That let's take some time, man. Just thank God that we weren't. Let's give God a minute here, man. We thank God, man, that we weren't. Any man who was not trapped in the house with a woman during COVID, man, you should be thanking God right now, man. You should be thanking. A whole bunch of relationships ended during COVID. Whole bunch of relationships ended during COVID. Because when you think about it, two people that don't get along but ain't got to be in the house together all the time, especially in them situations where one person working the day and the other person work at night, man, that's a perfect scenario. But that's also the scenario where two people who absolutely don't like each other at all, can be together for years if they ain't in the house at the same time. And they can even spend some time together on the weekends and look like they like each other. Why? Because they got it set up like they're just dating. They got it set up like they're just dating, man. And I want y'all to understand, man, I'm not telling you that you can't be with a woman, you can't have a woman, you can't be in a relationship with a woman, you can't be in a situation with a woman. I ain't telling nobody that. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. You have to understand that the way your life is set up is to benefit you no matter what. And you can't allow yourself to be in a situation where you're in something that don't benefit you. If it's broken, you got to move on. Marriage counseling is an attempt to revive a dead marriage. It's like it's taking a marriage that's on life support and trying to see if you ought to pull the plug on it. It's not worth it. Because it's broken at that point, you've already gone through enough in a situation where it's just not worth fixing at that point. I wouldn't fix it. And you got to remember this, man. My way or no way is the key to not letting people get away with nonsense. My way or no way is it. Listen, if a woman can't deal with my way or no way, she ain't the woman for me. Because there's men out there that don't live by my way or no way. There's men out there that live by her way or no way. Maybe that's the kind of man she needs. But my way or no way is the key to not letting people get away with nonsense. The only reason you can't cut a woman off who disrespecting you is you're not strong enough to honor the mantra of my way, no way. That's the only reason. Like the homie just said, Julius Miller, he battled. It's a strength thing. He battling to get his alpha strength back. He battling to get his man strength back. And the thing is, the only reason you can't leave a woman that disrespecting you is if you're not strong enough to honor the my will, no way mantra. At some point, you have told yourself that your life is better with the woman in it, even though she's disrespecting you. And it's easy to do. You could do that in the beginning of a relationship. It ain't got to be something that you've been in for an extended period of time. That could take place in the beginning of a relationship, man. It takes place in the beginning of relationships all the time. And that's the only reason that you can't get out of that situation. The only reason that you're dealing with people, man, who are disrespectful. The only reason you're dealing with people you don't like being around. The only people you're dealing with people, man, who try to show out on you. The only reason you're dealing with people, man, who not honest with you. It's because you can't honor the my way or no way mantra. And that is one thing every man must grab a hold of, the my way or no way mantra. It is just the best thing you could be doing for yourself in this life. You know what I'm saying? It's just the best thing. Absolutely the best thing. And you know I ain't making this up. So I want y'all to keep in mind, man, that this is the way that we must view things. As men, we must view things this way. There's no other way to view it. And that's just the reality of it. Monogamy can never be my way or no way. Monogamy, you put a woman in a position where she feels like she's meant to be an obligation. She believes she's an obligation, whether she's worth it or not. If you tell a woman, okay, we're going to be monogamous, she automatically puts herself in a position where she's an obligation. In her mind, she's an obligation. You're obligated to spend time with her. You're obligated to spend the resources on her. You're obligated to be there when she needs you. You're obligated to do a bunch of things. And most times you meet a woman, she don't deserve that. She don't deserve that. And probably ain't never had it. And here's the real thing. If you out here, man, on your grind, being busy means sacrificing time with my wife for some other woman. What's my wife? My life is my wife. My grind is my wife. You understand? My business is my wife. That's who I'm dedicated to. I'm dedicated to my business first. I love my business first. You know what I'm saying? I love my grind first. My grind is my number one. And so when you put another woman in a position where she feel obligated, first of all, you lying to her when you say you can be monogamous to her. If you can't give a woman your all, that's what monogamy is, giving one woman your all. If you already got something else to occupy your time, like your business, man, my business occupy my time like a wife. It sleep with me, it wake up with me, it eat breakfast with me, drink a cup of coffee with me, travel with me. Whenever I'm traveling somewhere, business is there with me. Whenever I'm visiting somewhere, business is there with me. Whenever I'm asleep, business is there with me. Whenever I'm watching TV, business is there with me. Whenever I'm working out, business is there with me. Business is my wife, man. We don't never separate. We always together. So ain't no way I can put another woman in that position. So monogamy puts you in a position where, you have to ask yourself, what has a woman contributed to your life or can contribute to your life to warrant obligatory time? What has she contributed or can contribute that should make you feel obligated to give her your time, obligated to give her your energy, obligated to give you all? Man, listen, brothers, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Monogamy is ownership. Monogamy is ownership. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't met the woman that I want to give ownership on me. I ain't met the woman that I want to put in a position to say, my man, if you my man, you supposed to do this. Don't have no expectations for me. There's plenty of men out there. Get your 4-5 of them, let them take care of your expectations. I ain't gonna take care of them. It ain't for me, man. I gotta meet a special kind of woman. You understand? I gotta meet a special kind of woman, brothers, and that's real. And here's the thing: all women believe they deserve to be put in that position. And you get them now where they think, okay, where they start comparing themselves to men. And we'll do a show about that, man, about how you got to understand that the majority of women think they should get the benefits of men. They should be able to do the same thing, even though they can't do the same things. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to keep in mind, man, that there is no way that you should ever put yourself in a position where a woman feels like you should be obligated to her. I'm not obligated to no woman. I'm not obligated to no woman. And if any woman in my life can't understand that, then she don't need to be in my life. There's plenty of men out here a woman can be with. I don't even care. I don't say these things so a woman can be like, yeah, I don't never tell a woman, you ain't gonna never find a man like me, unless I'm just playing with her. I said in the play for Malachi, for me, that's a joke. So you ain't gonna never find a man like me, because I really don't care what a woman finds. You know what I'm saying? If she ain't on my team contributing to my process of progress, I don't care who she find or what she find. I hope she find a gold mine out there. But you have to ask yourself, what does she contribute to your life? Or what can she contribute to your life to warrant obligatory time? Why should you be obligated to give her your time, to take time away from your stuff and give her your time? And let me tell you something, man. Never change yourself for a woman's benefit. Never change. See, a woman can benefit from changing herself for a provider and protector. Like a woman can benefit from that. Like she could meet a man and change herself and try to be who that man want her to be because that man is in a position to provide and protect. As a man, you can't get no benefit from a woman for changing yourself unless you tell me, I just want her to be my wife. I just want her to marry me, man. Meet me at the altar in your white dress. We ain't getting no younger. We might as well do it. You be talking about let's get married. If you talking about you just want her to be your wife, then fine. You may feel like that's valuable enough to change, but I don't. I don't, man. I ain't gonna do it. Cause here's the thing: if you got your own money and you can outsource cleaning, you can outsource cooking, or you can cook for yourself. You can take your clothes to the cleaners. Man, you can outsource everything if you get money. So the thing is, the only thing that a woman can give you that you can't already give yourself is some companionship sometime, if that's what you want, and some loving. And trust me, if you're about your business, man, and you halfway take care of yourself, man, you can get some loving. So you ask yourself, what's the whole benefit of you changing for a woman when all she gonna give you is some loving that you can get that you already can get if you don't change? Amen. Is it fair? I don't know. Is it unfair? I don't know. I just know I'm real glad that I'm a man. I just put it like that. And see, here's the thing: changing yourself isn't the same as improving yourself. Changing yourself is replacing yourself with a facade of who you're supposed to be. Improving yourself is you're the same person and just getting better every day. You get a little bit better every day. 365 days of that, you've gotten a lot better in a year. When you think about it, how many of us should really be out of shape? How many of us should really be out of shape? If you start getting in shape right now today, and you ain't even got to go fast. Man, you could just listen. You ain't even got to count calories in there. If you just eat clean and work out and get your rest, drink your water, and do that for 365 days, by May 28th, 2024, you'll be in shape. Unless you just all the way out of shape. You like 500-600 pounds, that's different. But anybody 300 pounds, 250, 200, man, you'll be in shape. You'll be in shape before then. So if you can change your entire physique in 365 days, what can't you change if you get a little bit better every day? So that's not the same as changing yourself. And as I stated, a woman benefits from changing herself for a provider and protector and becoming what she needs to be in order to be provided and protected for. But even that's based on an ulterior motive. People change as an ulterior motive. People improve just to have a better life as they move on. People change, that's an ulterior motive. That's an ulterior motive. And listen, ulterior motives are present in every facet of life. There is no facet of life where there are no ulterior motives. I want y'all to understand that. They're everywhere. You can't go anywhere without coming across some ulterior motives. That's just the way it's going to be. And, it's not bad or good. It's just true. Like you're going to come across some ulterior motives. We just have to be honest with ourselves about that and keep in mind that those ulterior motives are going to be there. They're going to be there. And ain't nothing we can do about it. It's just this a part of dealing with people. But so how do you handle the ulterior motives, King Ray, BOA? How do you handle the ulterior motives? You vet people for authenticity. You vet them for authenticity. How do you do that? You take time. You vet people for authenticity by taking time, making sure they are who they say they are. It's just that simple. You got to vet everyone. You need to vet them because you didn't know who they were when you met them. You got to let them show you who they are and make sure they are who they portrayed themselves as when you met them. Many times they don't. Many people don't. They just sit and look and they want you to be blind to who they truly are while you become infatuated with this presentation of themselves that they're giving you that's not truly who they are. But you know better. You know who someone is. Most times we can't be fooled by someone trying to show us who they are. It don't work on us. We don't get fooled by that for real. We just act like we get fooled because we want to be with the person so bad. And let me tell y'all one more thing, man. Never make people your validator. Never get your validation from people, man. Let me tell you something about getting your validation from people. They can treat you like a dog, but bring you a treat and make everything okay. Somebody can treat you like a dog, and if you value their validation enough, they can treat you terribly and then come back, man, to give you some sweet words, man. Or a woman can come and give you some good loving, or a woman come and cook you a meal, or talk to you sweet, or even the worst thing, tell you I'm sorry. Ooh, boy, don't then burn me up like somebody doing something and tell me I'm sorry. You right, you sorry. Sorriest person I ever met. Don't then burn me up like that. I don't never say I'm sorry. I don't ever say I'm sorry. I just don't. I'm not gonna say it because I never intentionally do anything to anyone. I never just say, okay, I'm going to intentionally do this. And if I don't intentionally do it, I'm not sorry. It was just a mistake. And if I intentionally do something, then I'm not sorry because I intentionally did it. So you see how I'm sorry, it never works. It never works. You just got to keep game. You got to understand, brothers, that mutually beneficial relationships are the only ones that matter. Now, let me tell you something. A mutually beneficial relationship isn't the same as two people depending on each other. Mutually beneficial and mutually dependent and interdependent relationship, that's not the same. An interdependent relationship is a relationship where you two need each other in order to live the type of life you want to live. Your life is bad without that person. That person's life is bad without you. That's an interdependent relationship. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a mutually beneficial relationship. What does that mean? That means that I bring benefits, I get benefits. You bring benefits, you get benefits. In those type of relationships, everything is fair. Nobody feels like they being gotten over on. Everything looks the way it's supposed to look, and it is the way it's supposed to be. And I tell y'all like this, many times people are in relationships. That's the difference between the 50-50 relationship and the authentic, thorough, proper relationship. The 50-50 relationship is a codependent relationship. It's based on codependency. That's what it is. And it can't be that because something you're depending on, you need it. You'll take extra stuff to stay with it. You'll ignore some stuff to stay with it and keep it. You ain't trying to let that thing go at all. You need it in your life. You need it in your life. And the bottom line is, man, which one of us want to be trapped in something like that? And here's the thing. If you can't get out of a relationship, if you can't leave a relationship that doesn't benefit you, you have lost your self-value as a man. If you can't leave a relationship that doesn't benefit you, you have lost your self-value as a man, and you need to find it. You have lost it, homies. It's gone. You don't know where it's at, but you need to find it. Because until you find it, you will still be taking this type of stuff in this relationship. And it's not beneficial to you to do that. It's not beneficial to any of us to take things we shouldn't be taking in a relationship. It's just not. Because you can't bounce back from it. Let me tell you something. As a man, if you hit rock bottom because you took some crap in a relationship, where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? Back home with your mama or out on the streets? When the last time you heard about a woman living in her car? When the last time you heard about a man living in his car? Go out to your city where the homeless people stay and tell me what's the percentage of them are men versus what percentage of them are women. Go to the mental facilities and tell me which percent of them are men, which percent of them are women. Go to the prisons and tell me which percent of the prisoners are men, which percentage of the prisoners are women. And you see how stark the results are when it comes to being a man and being in a situation that's draining you to the point you don't have nothing left. Ian Simmons, appreciate the dub. How long is the vetting process for you? For me, man, the full vetting process, man, is at least a 5-year process. It's at least a 5-year process. It's a 5-year process because throughout my life, I've experimented with different time frames. The only one that is consistent is 5 years. And I say that because in 5 years, I've learned that you find out who somebody truly is within 5 years. In a 5-year period, you can find out who someone truly is. Now, the thing is, how many times you're gonna meet a woman who's gonna last through that 5 years? You know, that's gonna make it through that 5 years because she's doing the things she needs to do along the way. It's rare. It's rare because we live in a society where women are not taught to put in that kind of work. Women are taught that they need to be expecting marriage within, a year, 2 years. Man, you be with one for a year. She be talking when we getting married. In 4 years? In 4 years. When we gonna move in together? In 4 years? Here's the thing, man, and this is real talk. This is something you can never do. This is something you can never do. Never. And I'm not saying don't ever cohabitate. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you don't ever cohabitate. If that's what you want to do it. But you better remember this. If that woman ain't bringing enough to the situation where you can upgrade for the cohabitation and you just got to move her into your spot, man, you better not do that. That woman can't contribute nothing. Don't do that. If she ain't bringing enough of a contribution where you can pay the same thing you pay now and upgrade, I ain't saying upgrade double up. So if you paying $2,000, I ain't saying you need to be paying $4,000, but I'm saying from $2,000, if you can't pay $2,800, $2,700, somewhere around there, man, to upgrade, man, I'm telling you, bro, you cannot do it. You cannot do it. It doesn't make sense because you're not cohabitating. You're taking on a financial burden. You're taking on a financial burden. And I'm going to be honest with you. As a man who's done it in the past, I'm telling you, you do not want to take on the financial burden of a woman because it always comes with extra financial burdens. You just don't want to do it. There's always something that she didn't tell you about that becomes a burden. And she'll act like it just popped up or act like they just sent her the paperwork or she ain't know it. Man, thing been on a credit report 15 years. So what you got to do, if you're going to take on a woman in situations like that, you got to know things about her. What that take? Time. It takes time. And if a woman ain't trying to do that just for the purpose, man, she just want to, she want to build a family with you. If a woman ain't talking about building a family and she want to cohabitate, she just want to live off you. She want her life to be easier. A woman who's really into you, man, she don't want to cohabitate, man, unless y'all talking about having a family. Because every woman want her family. She want to have a family in the same house with the man that she creating a family with. So a woman ain't trying to have no family with you and she just want to move in with you, man, her ass trying to come up. You know what I'm saying? She trying to put herself in a position to win. Somebody come in here, leave out of here, man. You got to remember that. That's just the way it is. And I want y'all to understand, man, do what you want to do in this life. But be careful. Be careful. And make sure you try to focus on the thing that God wants you to do. Not the thing that your feelings want you to do. Not the thing that anything else wants you to do. Not the thing that your attraction wants you to do. Do the thing that God wants you to do, man. That's what you got to be focusing on. Leviticus to Christ. Salute, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the dime. Time reveals the truth. Time reveals all truth, man. It really does. Time reveals all truth. And if you set a long window like that, then you ain't even got to worry about it. You ain't even got to be thinking about, man, she showed me this or she showed me that, then I'm gonna wife her up. Nope, you got that window. And if a woman can't wait 5 years, man, she too anxious. She trying to get married too fast, man. What's wrong with her? She trying to move in too fast. She trying to, man, let me tell you something, brothers. Any woman who enjoys her freedom is not going to be so quick to give it up unless it's financially beneficial to her to give it up. And you don't want to deal with a woman who views you as a financial benefit anyway, because all that's good for is a seeking arrangement. She come through and she come through and leave with a check. You know what I'm saying? Leave with a cash app. That's it. And I don't want to be in a situation like that, man. I ain't finna do that. I ain't at that point yet. Maybe about 20 more years I'll be there. Yeah, maybe about 20 years. About 20 years I'll have me a little bad little man, 30-year-old, 35-year-old man, and I'll be just sitting back chilling, man. Maybe in about 20 more years I'll do that. But right now, man, I ain't finna have no seeking arrangement. I ain't finna do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do it. I don't want that. I ain't got to have it. So another thing, man, I want y'all to understand this, man. Here's the main thing I want y'all to understand. Never let someone come into your life and tell you that you don't have more value than they do. Ever. Because their value hasn't affected your life in any manner. Your value has affected your life in a tremendous manner. You got to understand that the blessings you have, God gave you those blessings. God gave you those blessings. And until you understand that these blessings are because of your relationship with God, you will give them away freely. You will give them to anyone. You will share them with anyone. And I just want y'all to understand that's not the thing you need to be doing. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your future. Don't do that to your legacy. Don't do that to none of that, man. You owe it to yourself to do what's best for you. And anytime you're in a situation where somebody else wants you to do what's best for them, that ain't never what's best for you. It's never best for you to do what's best for somebody else. Ever. And anybody in their right mind, let me tell you something, brothers, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all in here all day either. When you really take your time to understand that you can only put God first in your life. You can't put no woman, you can't put no family member, you can't put no child, you can't put none of that. You put God first in your life and you automatically come next. That's just the way it is. And so you can't afford to give people the benefit of the doubt unless you can be sure that God put them in your life for a reason. And what does it take to figure out if God put them in your life for a reason? Time. It takes time. So, man, let's get ready to slide on out of here, man. Yo, we keep playing around with that 666 number in here, man. That number hit, man, about 4 times. I'm looking at it. That number came here about 5 times, man. It's just sitting. So, look at here, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all being in the building, man. I really do. It's been a phenomenal show, man. And, we'll come back in here, man, and drop something else on y'all, man. I appreciate it. Hey, man, y'all put God first. Keep grinding and growing, my brothers. It's been super real in the field. Peace.